For this last video for the Flower Lab, I'm going to show you how to dissect your flower. I'm going to use one that's similar. It's just like the one I'm asking you to use. Later on, if I get a good example of a different type, I'll do that. But this will show you what yours is supposed to look like. So this will probably be more helpful anyway. So I'm going to show you how to dissect your flowers. Then I'm going to talk to you about fruits just a little bit and show you some examples. So this is the lily. This is just like a wild lily. They're actually, I don't know this to be 100% sure, but sometimes you have like structures that are modified. You see how there's 3 flowers on the inside with little brown stripes on them? And then there's 3 on the outside. I don't know if those 3 on the outside are actually petals or if they are modified sepals. But because I don't see any sepals. But the sepals sometimes do wilt and fall off. But what I am going to do is remove them very carefully. And I'm going to do the same thing with my stamens. Now be careful because there is a female part that's very short down in here. You don't want to pull that off also. Make sure it's got an anther on the end like this one does. And don't pull off the female part. The female part is shorter and the tip is kind of purple. So now what we have from the tip all the way to my thumb is the female part enclosed in a green covering called the receptacle. So the tip is called the stigma, the style is white, and then here, inside of here is your ovary. Now, if yours is big enough, you may be able to cut it in half and see the little ovules inside. We normally do this in class. We have like it's not a microscope, it's a dissecting microscope, which is really just like a magnifying glass. So if you have a magnifying glass, you can try to look. I can look at these and see the little teeny tiny ovules or eggs inside. But I feel like it's a little blurry in the video. In that light green area, there are little white, there's a whole bunch of little white eggs or ova, ovules, and all of those can be fertilized by a sperm and will grow into a seed. So the seeds for the lily are very, very small, obviously. Okay, so that's the flower. And now I want to show you 2. I'll put them down like this. I'm putting them down like this for a reason. 2 different bell peppers. Now these are the same kind of bell pepper. Bell peppers are either yellow, orange, red, or green based on where they are in their ripening. But they're all the same thing. They're all bell peppers. But notice how my orange one has, how many parts has it got? It's got 1, 2, 3. And there's that little structure. That's all that's left of the stamens. But this has got 3 parts. And this one has 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is what's left of the stamen. One of these is male and one of them is female. And I want to see if when I cut into it, if you can guess which one is male and which one is female. So I'm going to cut into my... See, that's a good paring knife. This is the fruit, and it has already formed seeds. So this is what the inside of my red pepper with the 4 lobes looks like. Okay, that's the inside. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. By the way, these bell peppers are actually fruit. You've probably heard tomato is technically a fruit, not a vegetable. Well, the bell peppers are the same exact type of fruit that tomatoes are. They are a true berry, B-E-R-R-Y, berry. They're a true berry. Now let's look at this one. Okay. That has more seeds than what I was expecting, honestly. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I've got to look this up because I don't want to be wrong telling you this. How many lobes does, let's see. I'm just going to Google it right here so I don't have to redo this video. Does a female bell pepper have? Yeah, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. Okay, so this one is a male. It's, first of all, it only has 3 lobes. Sorry. Yeah. It only has 3 lobes, and it has very few seeds in comparison to the female. Now, what I was telling you about the bell pepper is they are a true berry. Fruits have different, they're classified in different ways, just like anything else. And these are a true berry. They are a fleshy fruit. They're a fleshy fruit, also called specifically it's a berry. A blueberry is also a berry. So a blueberry is a berry. A tomato is a berry. A bell pepper is a berry. What is not a true berry is a grape or like a raspberry or a strawberry. Strawberry is a better example. Hopefully when you do your research you'll that they are not true berries. Anyway, that is all I have for you. I just wanted to show you those things. Oh no, I have one more thing. The celery. I'll be right back. Okay, remember what I told you about the vascular bundles? This is my, you're going to do this yourself. This is my celery stick in red food coloring. You can use blue, but I would not use green. And the darker that it is, the better. The better you're going to be able to see. Now I'm going to take my celery stick out. And I don't want this coloring to get everywhere. So what I want to show you is the cross section of the stem. This is what I mean by the vascular bundles of a eudicot. Notice how the vascular bundles are all along the edge, kind of in a rounded shape. All these little red dots represent veins that carried water up the celery. So they would be called xylem. Xylem is vascular tissue that carries water up from the roots of the plant. In a eudicot, the xylem is in a round pattern along the edge of the stem. The vascular bundles of xylem are in this round pattern. The monocots, the vascular bundles are scattered. So you would have seen red dots all throughout here, all over everywhere, not just along the edge, but they would have been scattered. So that's what I mean by scattered vascular bundles versus the arrangement, the rounded arrangement of vascular bundles. Vascular bundles kind of forming a half circle or forming a group along the edge of the stem. And anyway, while we're talking about this, the xylem, it takes water up from the roots. And then the other type of vascular tissue is phloem. And that's going to start in the leaves where the food is produced. And it's going to take food all throughout the plant, but down to the roots. Okay?